What do you do when your child has been silent for years? This mother's desperate fight to hear her daughter's voice again was sparked by the kindness of a stranger. For years, little Maya lived in silence, her eyes quietly observing the world, but no words escaped her lips. Her mother, Elif, greeted every morning with hope, praying for that first word to come. Her heart was heavy with grief, the silence in their home a deep and aching loneliness. One autumn morning, the doorbell rang, and a stranger stood on their doorstep. With colorful toys in hand and a warm, genuine smile, this stranger was an unexpected beacon of hope. None could predict that this visit would slowly color Maya's silent world. The stranger approached Maya gently, using playful gestures and toys to reach through her silence. A flicker of life appeared in Maya's once dull eyes, and the world started to bloom with color once again. Elif still remembers that moment vividly, when Maya looked into her eyes and whispered the word that changed everything: Mom. The stranger became a daily presence in their lives, arriving with patience and gentle encouragement. Through playful games, softly spoken stories, and moments of quiet companionship, she reached into Maya's world of silence. Each small sound, a fragile victory. Every whispered syllable, a step out of darkness toward healing and connection. Elif watched with a heart both hopeful and anxious as her daughter's world began to change. The silence that had once suffocated them now began to crack, letting in light. Laughter tentatively filled the rooms where once only quiet had lived. Maya's eyes, once distant and dull, now sparkled with curiosity and growing confidence. The journey was far from easy. There were setbacks. Moments when Maya recoiled into silence again, as if the fear was still lurking in the shadows. But the stranger's unwavering kindness, paired with Elif's fierce love, created a safe space for Maya to rediscover her voice. Day by day, sound by sound, Maya took tentative steps towards speech. And with each step, hope blossomed anew in Elif's heart. Maya's transformation from silent observer to speaking child became a beacon of hope far beyond their home. The stranger, whose gentle presence had unlocked a world of words, remained a steadfast friend and guide through every stage of Maya's healing. Elif found herself overwhelmed with gratitude, often reflecting on how a single act of kindness had changed the course of their lives forever. Without that visitor's compassion and patience, Maya's voice might have remained trapped in silence, a lost melody never heard. Their story resonated with many, a testament to the profound power of human connection, kindness, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her child struggling to be heard. Every new word Maya spoke was a triumph, not just for her and Elif, but for anyone who had ever faced the silence of despair and dared to hope for a miracle. Days slowly turned into weeks, and the stranger's visits became a beacon of light in Maya's quiet world. Each day was a battle, filled with small victories and new challenges. With infinite patience and a gentle touch, the stranger coaxed soft sounds from Maya's lips, whispers that began to grow stronger and more confident with every visit. Elif stood nearby, her eyes brimming with tears of relief, of hope, and of a heart slowly healing. The suffocating silence that had once gripped their home was slowly lifting, replaced by the fragile but growing melody of Maya's emerging voice. Her shy smiles became more frequent, and with each one, the walls of silence crumbled further, revealing a world filled with color and possibility. But the path was far from smooth. There were moments of frustration, setbacks when Maya would retreat back into silence, as if afraid of the new world she was discovering. Yet the stranger's unwavering kindness, combined with Elif's fierce love and determination, created a safe and nurturing space for Maya to find her voice without fear or pressure. Every day, every whisper brought them closer to a breakthrough, and with each step, Elif's hope burned brighter, illuminating the darkness that had once seemed endless. Maya's journey was not merely about speaking words, it was about reclaiming her place in the world and reconnecting with those around her. The stranger introduced stories, songs, and playful games that ignited Maya's imagination and gently encouraged communication. Elif eagerly joined in, learning how to support and nurture her daughter's burgeoning voice in the comfort of their home. Family moments became richer, filled with shared laughter and the celebration of every small word, gesture, or sound. Each milestone was a triumph, a testament to their unwavering commitment and love. Outside their home, a community began to rally around them. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers offered encouragement and support, becoming part of Maya's growing strength. Their kindness reminded both mother and daughter that they were never truly alone on this difficult journey. Though challenges remained, every day was met with renewed determination and the unshakable belief in a brighter future. Months passed, and with them came a remarkable transformation. Maya's voice grew clearer and stronger, her confidence blossoming alongside it. The stranger remained a constant and reassuring presence, always ready with encouragement, guidance, and a joyful celebration of each new word and sound. Elif's gratitude knew no bounds. The stranger had done more than help Maya speak. She had breathed life back into a family long silenced by despair. Together, they had forged a path from isolation to connection, from silence to song. Their story spread, touching the hearts of many and inspiring others facing similar battles. It stood as a powerful testament to the healing power of kindness, patience, and unconditional love. Together, Maya, Elif, and the stranger proved that even the quietest voices can be heard and celebrated when given the chance to speak. As the weeks turned into months, Maya's world blossomed in ways her mother had only dared to hope for. The once silent child began to explore the rhythms of language, her voice growing stronger with each passing day. With the stranger's patient guidance and Elif's unwavering support, Maya learned to express not only words but feelings, desires, and dreams. Therapy sessions became joyful adventures where laughter mixed with determination. Every stumble was met with encouragement. Every new word was a cause for celebration. Elif often found herself overwhelmed by gratitude, watching her daughter reclaim her voice and her place in the world. Yet, despite the progress, the journey was not without its trials. There were days when Maya's fears returned, when silence threatened to reclaim its hold. But the family's love and resilience forged a path through the darkness, reminding Maya that she was never alone. Michael's role expanded beyond that of a father. He became an advocate, a fighter, and a voice for children like Maya everywhere. He shared their story with doctors, researchers, and support groups, inspiring hope and driving awareness. Elif and Maya's transformation became a beacon in their community, encouraging other families facing similar challenges. The bonds of support grew stronger, weaving a network of compassion and determination. At home, the simple moments, first words, playful smiles, tender hugs, became treasured milestones. These were the victories that fueled their spirit and kept their hope alive. The road ahead was still long, but with each step, Maya and her family moved closer to a future filled with possibility. News of Maya's progress reached far beyond their neighborhood. Specialists from around the world took interest, offering new therapies and resources. Michael and Elif navigated this expanding landscape with care, always putting Maya's well-being first. Their story became more than a personal journey. It was a symbol of resilience and the power of unwavering love. Michael found himself surrounded by a community united in the fight against silence and isolation. Together, they pushed boundaries, broke barriers, and opened doors to a world where every child's voice could be heard and celebrated. As the first fragile tendrils of dawn spilled over the cityscape, bathing the world in a soft golden light, Michael stood beside Maya with a heart full of reverence and unshakable hope. Years of sleepless nights, endless prayers whispered in the dark, and ceaseless determination had forged a path through the shadows, a path that now glimmered with possibility and renewed life. Each step of their journey had been etched with trials that would have broken lesser souls. Grueling medical procedures, moments when hope seemed a flicker about to extinguish, and the crushing weight of uncertainty pressing down like a relentless storm. But Michael's unwavering love and fierce refusal to surrender had carried them through every tempest. He remembered the first time he held Maya's hand, so fragile, yet so full of promise. The times when he had scoured every research paper, every whispered rumor of experimental treatment, refusing to let bureaucracy or doubt cloud his vision. Maya's slow but miraculous progress had begun to reshape not only her future, but the very landscape of pediatric care for children with rare diseases. Doctors and researchers began to take note, inspired by Maya's story and the protocols developed around her case. New doors opened for treatments once considered impossible. Their private battle had become a beacon of hope, lighting the way for countless others still lost in the silence. Yet with each sunrise, Michael reminded himself that the road ahead remained long and treacherous. The fight for Maya's future was far from over, but together, with a bond forged in fire and hope, they would face whatever trials awaited. Within a modest community center filled with soft murmurs of shared stories and quiet tears, Michael and Elif found themselves embraced by a fellowship bound not by blood, but by a common struggle and unbreakable hope. Parents and children gathered, each carrying scars both visible and hidden, their stories intertwining like threads in a tapestry of resilience. Michael's voice trembled with emotion as he recounted their journey, the despair that once threatened to consume them, the flickers of light that sustained their faith, and the relentless love that had refused to waver. Their story became a rallying cry, echoing through the hearts of those who had once felt voiceless and isolated. Together, this community forged networks of support, advocacy, and relentless pursuit of better care and understanding. They became a chorus of voices breaking through walls of silence and ignorance, demanding that every child's voice be heard and every family's struggle be recognized. In this circle, Michael found not only allies, but a renewed sense of purpose, a reminder that the journey was no longer theirs alone, and that together they could ignite change, bring hope, and rewrite the future for many. The final chapter of their journey was not an end but a triumphant new beginning, a celebration of resilience, love, and the miraculous power of hope that can emerge from even the darkest silence. Maya's voice, once a fragile whisper lost in the void, now blossomed into clear, confident speech, filling the rooms that had long been shrouded in quiet despair with vibrant life and joy. Michael stood beside her, reflecting on the winding road they had traveled together. A journey marked by sleepless nights spent in vigil at her bedside, quiet tears shed in moments of overwhelming fear, and a relentless, unyielding hope that refused to be extinguished. Each challenge had been met with courage, each setback faced with renewed determination, and each small victory celebrated as a miracle. The bond between father and daughter had grown into something unbreakable, forged in the crucible of hardship and nurtured by unwavering love. It was a bond that no silence could sever, no darkness could diminish. Together, they had defied the odds, rewriting the narrative of their lives and inspiring all who heard their story. Their journey echoed beyond their home, touching countless hearts and igniting a movement grounded in compassion, patience, and the belief that every voice, no matter how faint, deserves to be heard and celebrated. They became advocates not only for Maya, but for all children whose voices had been muted by circumstance. As Maya's laughter filled the air, bright and free, Michael knew that their fight had transformed not just a family, but the very meaning of hope itself. With the future unfolding before them, radiant and full of promise, they stepped forward together, a testament to the enduring power of love and the miracles it can inspire.